Peace family, it's Camson, the Oracle, one half of Remnants Gathering, aka Weirdo Gang Gang. And I thought that I would bring you a video just to refresh your memory. So this would be part of the weird files, the W files, okay? Now, as you can see here, this is Elvis Presley. And I remember seeing this video probably 8 years ago, and then it kept getting scrubbed from the internet, and I couldn't ever find it. And I finally found it recently. And this is important because as we are learning more about our energetic body, the different earths, the middle earth, inner earth, as we're learning about all of these different dimensional things, it becomes more clear that reptilians and, parasitic entities that feed, this is a very real thing. And you can see Elvis is shape-shifting here. Now, the video on the left side was what I remember seeing. The video on the right side was after they scrubbed the internet, they replaced it with the video where it seems it had been cleaned up and he had been edited. But you can see his left eye is shifting. It's almost like falling out of his face. And typically it's the left eye that we see do this. And so because we know reality is a simulation, it is my personal belief that when they get aroused by children, because children is a delectable food source for them, they can't hold their projection anymore. The simulated reality projections that they use to hide who they are. And I don't think Elvis is the only one. I think there are many. Now, these are just weird files. These are just my conspiracy theories. Maybe none of this means anything, and I'm making it all up, and it's just a great fantasy story to tell. But you be the judge of that. I'm just going to present the information and let you come to your own conclusions. But I will say, recently it has surfaced of Biden's hologram breaking down. This is the projection breaking down. Whether you believe that Biden is real or not, meaning is he just a holographic projection that they're using or not, I'm seeing this happen. I saw this happen with Queen Elizabeth, and it's something about them and children. So as you can see here, Elvis does something really strange. I don't know. What do y'all think this is? I don't have this going in slow motion or anything at this point. That's exactly what he did before he went on stage, and he looked like a total different person. So let's get into the Queen and watch how children react to her presence. Remember, children can see spirits.
After seeing this, he quickly walks away and then acts like nothing ever happened. Look at his face. You also see a couple of Elvis's men seeing everything as it happens. One of them steps in front of the camera. The other man goes directly for the eye that was just melting. Here we go again in real time. See Elvis's guy step in front of the camera right here. Then the other guy goes right for the eye. He saw exactly what happened. That's the only way to explain him going right onto the eye. Now you start to see some other weirdness around Elvis's face. Looks like he's getting holes around his eyes. Now, people will tell you, no, those were just dark circles under his eyes. Have you ever seen this phenomenon before? And also, look at the shape of his face and head. He looks like a turtle, if not a snake, right there. Now, that's important because this is the afternoon of the concert, just a few hours before he goes on stage. We're going to see him on stage here in a little bit, and he's going to look very, very different. In fact, now is this the same guy we just saw? In this next picture coming up, was supposed to be taken at the same time as the other picture. What is going on here? How does this even make sense? Now, as they're leaving, if you look back in the background, you'll see them working on Elvis, which he's going to need a lot of work to look like he did in the one picture, that's for sure. One more time, let's look again. I don't even believe that's the same guy. I just don't see it. He looks entirely different all the way around. It's supposed to be the same day, the same night, the same moment. Even the little girl looks different. Now, here's an article about those videotapes. You see the blurry part right in the middle is because this gentleman could not sell these tapes for profit. Someone got a hold of them years ago. I saw this online, and they put the entire 4.5 hours online. Now, someone has chased it all down, but that's where I first came in contact with this weird video, the one where his face blows up. The thing about the black and white videos is they're from a pure source. They were only handled by that one gentleman for years and years. So they have more of a clean line of ownership. Now, I don't know what happened to put this online or if he had anything to do with it, but someone snuck them out years and years ago and put the whole 4.5 hours on. I watched it. I didn't record it, but I remember seeing this initial video where his head explodes, and I just didn't know what to make of it. There are cleaner and cleaner versions of this floating around, and there is a version of this where none of this happens. Yeah, bothersome. But there, right there in the color, it was still visible. I've had a lot of time since the first time I saw this video to come up with crazy reasons that maybe his face did do this, but it wasn't anything unusual. Maybe he had a mini stroke. Maybe it was a medical condition of some sort. I don't know, but what kind of medication did they give him that made his face structurally that different in that short a period of time? I don't know. And what was the deal with the guy going right for his eye after it looked like it blew out of his head? Like the dude saw it. Also, one other thing while I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to rewind this tape yet again, but before his guy steps in front of the camera, he has his back to the camera and Elvis is talking to him. And then after he blocks the camera, and it's obvious he's looking to see the camera position, but he's acting like he's looking at something else. I don't know. I would love there to be some easy answers here because this is infinitely bothersome to me. Right down to the fact that some people seem to notice this transformation, then others don't. And as you continue to look at this, at different moments, he's equally horrendously hideous in each video, but at different times. And I think I'm about to call it a day. I just saw something once again I've never noticed before in the black and white film. I don't know, you spend too long with something like this, it begins to get in your head. My suggestion, whenever you're bored, go find this, screen record it, because it will be gone again, and then go frame by frame yourself. I don't know. Maybe this explains why Elvis was never wanting to go out in public. Now, I never could get a time frame here. 2 pictures taken at the same time with the same people? Was it really? Or do you think the one on the left was maybe a makeup or mock-up later on? At the end of this video, I'll show you one more thing where Google's gotten involved in trying to cover this up a little bit that's also bothersome. But for now, we'll go back to the door and Elvis coming out to sing at his final live concert in front of a crowd. Here he is. Now, he looks much better here too, doesn't he? Same show. This is South Dakota. He played on the 19th. He played on the 21st. The 21st was South Dakota. There he is. Look at him. Is that the same guy from a while ago that looked like a turtle? And what is up with that? I don't know. All I know is this. There was a bunch of weirdness going around Elvis right there at the end.
Now that you have saw Elvis do this and the way he reacted to a child, did you see the girl's face? She was frightened. Now you're going to see a baby respond to the presence of Queen Elizabeth. And look at the sheer horror that this baby is going through. And it's so terrible that us being the golem, right? That we don't know to protect our children from some of these high profile, powerful people. And we think that when they want to meet with them, they have tricked us into thinking it's something special. It's something to always remember. And even if your kids don't want to do it, you make them do it because they're going to thank you when they get older that it was such a historical moment they were a part of. You see the trickery? And so this is what the Matrix does. This is those who are manipulating the hidden hand. This is what they do.
And where are you from? Tazi. Yes. It's a very busy life. And you must come from Ghana. Yes, I recognize this. Oh, Celtic cloth, it's nice. Very smart. Mm-hmm. And where do you come from?
Brunei.
Brunei, do you?
What are you going to buy Prince William for Christmas?
Do I?
What are you going to buy Prince William for
Well, I
Christmas?
don't think I better say it too loudly, because he might hear me.
And I really don't know what this is in this plant behind her, but it definitely looks nefarious. So the point of this video is enlightenment, so that you are aware. I have not revisited this topic since I come out of religion and became enlightened myself. Now, what sparked all of this was I was watching Supernatural, the last episode, and the next to the last episode, and they mentioned Queen Elizabeth being a lizard, and it had been on my mind to revisit reptilians and the role that they play and why children going missing is such a big deal. Even the vaccinations and being able to track children is such a big deal. This is going to make it a lot easier to always have an available food source. So I saw this on Supernatural and I was like, yo, I got to do the video now. As soon as I started researching and saw that a lot of the stuff had been scrubbed from the internet, this pops up. It is so important that whatever your spiritual belief system is and however you call for protection, it is so important that we do that, not just for the children in our homes and our family, but for children all around the world. We're in the middle of this intergalactic war, and the veil is basically about to be gone come December 21st. We're going to see more death and just more really sick things. So it is ideal for you to build yourself up, learn how to invoke your own power, learn how to build up your energetic field, so that we can create the new earth together. As we always say, man, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace.